everyone, I hope you're all doing well. So in today's lesson thing, we are going to be looking at emotions and how we portray them in lots of different ways. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to walk around the room for 10 seconds as happily as you can. Okay, so walking around the room as happily as you can. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Now I want you to walk around the room as angrily as you can. Again for 10 seconds, just walking around the room as angrily as you can. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, freeze. Okay, now we're going to do as sad as we can. So again, 10 seconds walking around the room as sad as we can. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, freeze. And last but not least, I want you to walk around the room as excited as you can. Show me how excited you can be. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, freeze. Okay, now that was a bit of a warm-up for this next one. So this next exercise, we're going to do those same 4 emotions again, but we're only going to do them for 5 seconds, and I really want to see, we're going to do 5 seconds straight after each other. So I really want to see quick changes between the 2 emotions. So going from happy to angry really quickly, angry to sad really quickly, and sad to excited really quickly. So we're looking at that quick change of emotions. So I'm not going to say all the different emotions as we're going through the seconds. So the order it goes in is happy, angry, sad, excited. Okay, I'm just going to count down from 5, and then when it's the next set of 5, you do the next emotion. Really make sure we see clear changes between the 2 emotions. Ready? So let's start with happy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, how did you find that with the changing of emotions quickly? Right, so the next thing that we're going to do, so we're going to look at emotions in a slightly different way now. So we're going to do some freeze frame work. And we're going to look at emotions in an abstract. I want you to create abstract, non-realistic freeze frames. So if I said to you, show me a freeze frame of happiness, if we were making a naturalistic freeze frame, it might be something, you doing something that makes you happy, or it might be someone that's extremely happy putting a happy face. But for this instance, I want you to think about how happiness feels. So for instance, let's work on happiness together. So for me, happiness is quite a wide emotion, and it's almost like it's reaching for something and it's looking upwards. So if I was to create an abstract image of what happiness is for me, it might look something like this. And that would be my freeze frame for happiness. Okay, so have a think through how happiness makes you feel and put that into a frozen image. Remember, it doesn't have to look naturalistic. If I was happy, I wouldn't walk along the street like this. Okay, think about it being completely unrealistic, and just think about how it makes you feel. Have you managed with that one? Okay, now we're going to go on to the next emotion, anger. So again, think about how anger makes you feel and how your body reacts to anger. So again, for me, It's quite a heavy emotion, so I can imagine my feet being really grounded into the floor with my knees slightly bent, and anger feels to me as if it's pushing forward, so I might have my chest pushing forward, and again I think fists again for me, anger, and almost like I'm pushing forwards to something. So my frozen image of anger might be something like this. And when you've pulled your frozen image, really make sure you hold it for a few seconds and see if you can feel that emotion in your frozen image. So again, my anger might be something like this. Chest forward, head down as if I'm charging, arms back. Okay, so have a think about how anger makes you feel and create that in a frozen image. Okay? So now we're going to move on to our next emotion, which is sadness. So again, for me, it can be complete, and also it might be completely different for you. So don't follow exactly what I'm saying. If you're feeling your anger is more of a on the toes up and ready to go anger, really show that in your freeze frame. Don't just follow how the emotions make me feel in my body. Does that make sense? Okay, so now let's go on to sadness. So for me, sadness is it feels quite small and frail. So my position, it might be on the floor, but I won't go on the floor because the camera won't see me, but it might be something quite small, and so it's quite frail, so it's in and almost something like it's looking like it's after help, but it's not quite able to get help. So my frozen image of sadness might be something like that. Okay, so again, once you've created your image and your freeze frame, hold it for a few seconds. Now I know doing these abstract, weird positions is going to feel weird for your body, but really believe in what you're doing, because I'm sure it's going to look great. Okay, so we've done our sadness, and our next emotion is excitement. So again, for me personally, excitement feels quite tight, but with lots of energy in it. So I want to create a frozen image with lots of energy ready to go. So it's quite tight, but I'm on my toes, I reckon, and I'm kind of leaning forward towards something. So my frozen image for excitement might be something like, ready to go, it's ready to go, I'm reaching for something, and that might be my frozen image. Okay? So have a think about what your frozen image for excitement might look like. If you're in a pair or you've got someone with you, maybe you could try and mould them into your vision of these emotions, and then you can see it on someone else. If not, really think about it on yourself, use a mirror, see what you look like, and see how weirdly you can get these abstract images looking. Brilliant. So the reason we did abstract images is because you can feel the emotion going through your body when you're creating these shapes. So you can then transfer this type of movement into naturalistic ways of acting with your characters. So it's that feeling. So when I was talking about excitement, it's that feeling of tightness and ready to go that I could then transfer into acting naturalistically. Okay? So our next exercise is we're going to have our hands in front of us like this, and I want you to move your hands as quickly as you can, any direction, just as quickly as you can. Move your hands as quickly as you can. Keep moving them as quickly as you can. Keep moving them as quickly as you can. And freeze. Now move your hands as slowly as you can. Any direction. Just moving your hands as slowly as you can. Any direction, any way, just moving them really slowly. Okay, and freeze. Now I want you to move your hands as if they're really happy. So moving your hands as if they're really happy. Off they go. Happy hands, moving your hands as if they're really happy. What would your hands do? How would they behave? And freeze. Moving your hands as if they're really angry. Move your hands as if they're really angry. Keep moving them as if they're really angry. Freeze. Now moving your hands as if they're really sad. And freeze. Now moving your hand as if they're really excited. Excited hands, keep them moving really excitedly. How would your hands behave if they were really excited? And freeze. Now a new emotion, we're going to try moving our hands as if they're nervous. They're feeling nervous. Okay, and freeze. So again, it's another way of thinking about how to get movement and emotions into the body. Another exercise that's good for is it's almost the start of puppetry. So you're manipulating your body in a certain way. So we're going to do a really short puppetry introduction. So what I want you to do is I want you to grab either a t-shirt, a jumper, a scarf, any item of clothing you want, and that is going to be your puppet. So pause the video, run and grab your item of clothing and then come back. So for me, I chose a hoodie and this is going to be our puppet. So all you need to create with your item of clothing is you need to create a puppet's head. So for me, I'm going to use the hood of my hoodie. I'm going to create a puppet's head and then a puppet's arm. So if you're using a scarf, you can do it similarly, or a t-shirt, you can make the neck of the t-shirt the head, anything like that. Okay, and all we're going to do is we're going to move our puppet. So imagine you've got a stage area. You're going to move our puppet into the middle of the stage area, puppet's going to wave, and then the puppet's going to go off again. Some key tips when doing puppetry is the audience always looks where your eyes are looking. Okay, so keep your eyes, if you want to make it look realistic for now, keep your eyes on the puppet. Okay, another key tip is that the puppet is never still. It is never completely stationary, because we as humans are never completely stationary. We're always breathing, so our movement will be breathing, so our puppet also cannot be completely still. Okay, so really simply, don't try not to do any emotions in this first one. We're just going to walk across your stage, look forwards, wave, and then walk off again. Okay? And then we're going to add our different emotions. Now, I don't want you to tell me the emotions that you're doing, just see if you can get other people to guess what they are. Okay, so I'm going to do a few for you and I want you to see if you can tell me what they are. Ready? Okay, now we're going to try another one. Okay, and one more. Okay, so can you see how the smallest things that I was doing, so sort of tempo, the way the puppet was moving its hands, where it was looking, changed the emotion that the puppet had completely. Okay, so thank you. I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about puppetry and looking at emotions today. And hopefully I'll see you guys soon, hopefully. So yeah.